So I am in Yellowstone National Park, just east of West Yellowstone, alongside the Madison River, which you can see over here.
How cool is that? Everybody see that coyote? That's a big one. Something I always like to ask. Everybody seen a coyote the other side? It's 55 miles as the crow flies to Ashton, Idaho. Straight that way, right? 55 miles. Put out so much ash in the breeze if you made a river along 1 mile wide and 1 mile deep. It would stretch from here to Seattle, Washington. It's huge, enormous, right? Of course, they do that bang, start to bang another couple.
So this is Firehole Falls. We're, I don't know, maybe 10 miles inside the entrance from West Yellowstone.
You cool to stay behind? You want to switch? Or?
You get the bison, the hot springs, the whole yard back there, really beautiful. Those cliffs back there are actually going to be part of the new caldera. I say the new caldera is 600 years old. And I also say comparatively warm, I'd say, right? So most rivers in Montana right now that we're seeing, they're sitting right above freezing, right? Like 32 degrees, and the only reason they're sitting above freezing is because they're moving, right? The Firehole River here, though, we're seeing the Firehole River sit about 50 degrees Fahrenheit, give or take a little bit there. So it's definitely comparatively warm, a little bit there. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. I know. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh. I got that on video. Oh yeah. Let's see if he got something. That's the real. Oh no, I think he missed it. That's how they look for food when they're trying to just listening for mice and holes under the snow. And of course they pounce on them. They're more or less trying to dive through the surface of the snow to get to them. He hears something.
Or something is the question.
I think it was too. That seriously was all I think.
We get back in the building on the bus and it closed.
I mean, it's gonna suck, but at least we'll be warm. 4 or 5 more minutes. You know?
I think I'm just telling myself that
He'll get it.
Oh, okay.
Go. Go. There it is. Look at it, you can like feel the vibration even. The water shooting out that quick. That is so much cooler in the winter. That's crazy. Yeah, I can agree with that. You were late, but at least you showed up.
Yeah, she did.
She still does.
That's freaking awesome, dude. Right.
I'm gonna go touch it.
Look at its trail of steam going. See what's before my hood.
Huh? It goes off for a while too. It's not gonna reach the height it did, but
That's all for now. If you're a fan of the heat, right? Stay warm.
You filmed all that before and you cut it off this early?
so I'm total within that
Is that much snow?
Nope, 14.
So I wanted that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, a little lot of those under record 18.
There's all the pads over there. That's the best part of it. Shout out to geysers.
No, some dude's just at the bottom of it, just pressing a button. Like, what tease these people?
Nah, humans aren't that reliable.
Some dude would fall asleep at the job and then just wouldn't have worked for another like 12 days.
Crazy, huh, Robbie? Probably so, yeah.
That definitely lasted longer than the last time I was here.
You what?
It lasted longer than
Oh,
the
it
last.
lasted a while. I think it has something to do with the cold. I bet. It's pretty much over now. It's just steaming again.
That was
But
pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it worth
no,
the
that
wait?
lasted a while.
See it blows.
Absolutely.
Vacuum machines.
Fire Hole River here. Like I said, just makes for a cool quick one. Only big ask here is try not to stand in the road. There is traffic coming both directions, so kind of one side or the other. Right? All right, gang. Hey, let's try crowding a little bit more this way, right? Like I said, we'll have Chris's tour up here. We just want to make sure there's room for everybody. He'll do the same for us, so we want to give him the courtesy. Perfect. All right, gang. This is going to be Silent Spring, one of Yellowstone's gate. A scientist named Thomas Brock came out here, actually right about a mile from here. That spring's now inaccessible for historic purposes, but he came about a mile from here. And he was testing the algae and stuff. He just wanted to see how they grow. These DNA strands from breaking apart, and we can put them at higher temperatures, and they can replicate themselves over and over and over. And now instead of taking a month, it might take a matter of hours, if even that sometimes, right? It might take a matter of hours. So all of a sudden, DNA testing is this brand new science we can do, right? And what's that really break down to for us, right? Well, anybody here ever been to a doctor and gotten some blood drawn? Anybody? Anybody? Seen a few hands. Don't worry. Don't be bashful. Okay. I've had plenty of blood drawn. Don't worry. They love my blood when I go in. But yeah, they, pretty much any blood center. Sorry, I'm just trying to move us out of the steam over here. I think it's a very okay spot. At least mostly enough out of the spring. Y'all just gather around wherever it's comfortable for you, wherever you got a good view. Right on, gang. So this is going to be the fountain paint pot. This is a good example of a mud pot, which is Yellowstone's famous boiling, bubbling hot springs, right? Boiling, bubbling mud. Except the big problem with that statement is it is neither boiling nor is it mud. It's not boiling, it ain't mud, and I know some of y'all are probably looking at that going, Ben, you're psycho, that's boiling mud. I'm looking at it, what the heck, dude, right? Well, let's break it down a little bit, right? First things first, it's not boiling. That is the easy one to address. We have these really fancy tools called thermometers, and when we use those, it shows it's about 145 degrees Fahrenheit, right? About 145 Fahrenheit. Our boiling point here is about 200. So well below the boiling point, right? So what the heck makes it look like it's boiling? Very simply, just talking about microbes again, right? Whole lot of microbes underground, digesting various things. They produce a bunch of gases. Those gases bubble to the surface. Bada bing, bada boom. Looks like it's okay. Well, we more or less try to hug the rail right here. That way, other groups can come by. And y'all can kind of get wherever you want to chat about that chunk of concrete right there, right? That chunk of concrete definitely looks a little out of place. We think about national parks these days. When we think about preservation, and hold on, make sure I'm not interrupting Chris's talk here. I don't want to spill the beans. The parking lot where there's a hot spring underneath it. Well, that'll be right, Egypt. I mentioned earlier back in 1959 we had a massive earthquake hit this area out here. That 59 earthquake changed a whole lot of our geology, and a big part of that geology it changed is created a bunch of new hot springs. So instead of these hot springs pop up under roadways, under parking lots, things like this, and and all of a sudden we kind of realized, well, maybe we shouldn't have a parking lot. Anyway, but yeah, so we start changing things, right? But that also starts to change our mind, our mindset in general here too, right? Okay.
Yeah. This is 60 degrees, if I remember right. Too warm to swim in. But this does not leather pool does not have a high acidic roughness. This is safe to touch, where you're not going to get burned from